Hey everyone, it's Jer. So today, before I get started, I was getting ready to do this, and Michael came in, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your video session." I don't know why it's so funny, but it is. Anyway, um, the today I did stock trading and ended up making 72% increase on the money I had in there, which is amazing. Um, and I did it all from bed. Actually, I bought it on the couch on my phone using Robinhood. I'll put a link down below. If you don't have Robinhood app, you should get it. And if you download it and link your account and you live where Robinhood is available, you'll get a free share of stock. Anyway, so I bought a share or shares, 100 and so many shares of the stock in the living room, and then it lasted a long time today. Usually I am in and out of the stock market within like an hour or something. Today I was in and out in like I started at like 10, and then by like 3 o'clock, 3:30 I sold, and made 72% increase on excuse me, on the money that I had in there. I'm not going to talk dollar figures anymore because uh, yes, it can be a lot of money or it can be a small amount of money, but what really matters whenever you're dealing with stock and investing is percentages, because not everybody's getting the same amount of money, but everybody has the same percentage. Well, depending on when you get in, if you got in at the same time and you sold at the same time, you would have the same percentage increase or decrease, whatever. Um, Today was different in from the last video where I made money, because today I got in and almost instantaneously whenever I got in, and it was kind of scary, whenever I got in, it dropped like probably like 20% or something from when I had gotten in, and so I lost like 20, maybe not 10%. It was about 10%, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And then it just fell a little bit more, and I was like, "Okay, I should sell." And at first, I was like, "I should sell because what if it continues to drop?" And then my gut feeling was like, "No, hold on to it because the company is undervalued. The company is Wimu, I think is what it's called, WIMU, and they deal with augmented reality. And there's been some breakthroughs, I guess, with 5G and holographs, something to do with holographs and the technology. And so this is like one of the companies that deals with that, and I guess they have invested in different things to make their company more of like a front runner with that. And so initially it had gone up earlier pre-market. It had gone up to, even before I could get in, it was up like 180% or something like that, and then it dropped down to like being 100%, and then it dropped down to like 80%. Whenever it dropped down to like 80%, I got in and put all my money into it, and then like I said, it dropped a little bit further than that, and I considered getting down, but then my gut was like, no, stay in it. The company is undervalued, and it will go up. It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hold on. And where I could have lost over $100 if I had sold at that point, I ended up gaining 70% of my money, what I had put in. The stock itself is like went up, ended up going up like 300% from what it closed at yesterday. So the moral of the story is sometimes you have to trust your gut. Well, most times you have to trust your gut and your intuition, and the more life experiences you have, like the more experience I have with like stocks and trading, the more honed your intuition usually becomes to knowing what to expect next, or what's going to happen. Um, it doesn't always happen that way, and sometimes it's bad to follow your gut, but for me, most of the time, if I follow my gut, then it's usually pretty right on. Um, and so, uh, yeah, so things can in life, beyond the stock market, beyond money, in life, things can feel like this is really cruddy, this is gonna go bad, or this is going bad, and your gut will be telling you, hey, just hang on, keep pushing forward, stay consistent, and you got this. And sometimes we're like, no, I don't, and you just end whatever it is because you just want to get out because you feel like you can't handle it anymore. And then, sure enough, whatever that thing was ends up changing for the better, but it would have been even better if you had just hung on. And so that works in like relationships, in business, in a lot of things. And so, but sometimes your intuition says, hey, this is bad, get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Save yourself. And your intuition is based off of what you've learned through life or what you've been taught through life. Usually, your intuition, your gut feeling is based off of your experiences. And so, it usually, and that's what makes it more correct, I feel, is that it's based off of what you know, like what your past tells you and what you have been taught. And, and trusting it is usually correct, and for me it has been. So sometimes you just have to trust your gut and trust your intuition to make the right decision, and usually that intuition, especially after you've had more life experiences, pays off. Today it paid off. I gained 70% increase on Mike is walking outside, so I can like kind of see him through like the window a little bit. He's on the phone. Anyway, I gained 70% on my money. I put all of my money into it, and so I made a 70% increase, which is pretty great. That's not a normal day with Robinhood. Even for me, that's not a normal day. I'm lucky if I can get a 10% to 20% increase, and some days, like I said, it will drop and my gut will be like, hey, get out. It's about to get really bad, and I'll get out. And I'll lose a little bit, but I could have lost a lot more if I didn't follow what my intuition and knowing how the stock market works tells me. So, yeah, so today was a good day. Holding on, I held on. If I had held on longer, it would have been even more because that stock ended up going, whenever I got out, it was at 13 something. Whenever I got in, I was at 7 something. I got in at 7 something. I got out at 13 something. And even after that, it dropped some. It went to like 13.50 and then dropped down to like 13.10. And where I saw it at 13.10, I sold. And I sold at 13, like 13.5, 13 and 5 cents, $13.05. It ended up, like I just checked it a minute ago, it's after hours now, but there's still stock trading for Robinhood all the way up until 6 p.m., which is kind of a benefit of having Robinhood. There's pre-market you can get in from 9 to 9:30 before the stock market opens at 9:30, but you can start trading at 9, and stock market closes at 4, but you can continue to trade until 6 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said, if you haven't gotten it, I'm going to put the link down below. Get it. I'm going to start kind of doing some videos sometimes, talking about stocks and trying to teach what I know. A lot of it just takes time and like experience in it, but I can teach like the basics of what I know, and I'll do that here some. This channel is kind of like all over the place, like my daily experiences, but that's part of my life is doing stock trading right now and trying to build a fund to kind of live off of, to get by on. So I'm doing that, and hopefully it will pay off over the long run. It kind of already has paid off, but hopefully it continues to do so. Yeah, so follow your gut. Believe in yourself, believe in your decisions. If you can't put most of yourself into a decision, believing in that decision, then don't do it. Do what you feel is right. Do what your gut, what your instinct is telling you is right. And do what is right for not just for yourself, but for others whenever making decisions. Yourself is a priority. I've talked about this before. Yourself is a priority, but then helping others also should be a part of that. So and making sure you're not hurting others in the process, intentionally hurting others in the process. All right, that's all I got. I will probably be gone for a couple of days because it's the weekend. I don't really do videos on the weekend, but if you haven't yet, be sure to like this video, yay, and watch other videos and like them, and yeah, that's all I have. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and download Robinhood app with the link below. Okay, that is all I have. I love you all, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.